Estate planning is not only for the rich. Estate planning is going to allow you to clearly state where you want your wealth and your assets to go once you pass away. Hi everyone, it is your investing coach Wahida here. This is where you can learn how to invest and build wealth, even if you're the first in your family to do so. Okay, so you have heard me again and again in my videos stress the importance of investing and stress the importance of investing within tax advantage accounts. So you have an employer match with your 403b or your 401k. Great, make sure you're doing what you can to get that money. Do not leave that money on the table, it is yours. You have a Roth IRA and it's invested, fantastic, you're building wealth. Now, within those accounts, do you have a listed beneficiary? So a beneficiary is someone who you're going to pass your wealth on to when you pass away. So, estate planning is not only for the rich. Estate planning is going to allow you to clearly state where you want your wealth and your assets to go once you pass away. And if you're not listing anyone in these accounts, it doesn't get passed on, right? Now you're just allowing the state to choose who these funds will go to. And this isn't free either, right? You're paying for the service and it's going to be paid from your assets. And usually it goes down the line of it'll go to your spouse. If you don't have a spouse, it'll go to your children. If you don't have children, it'll go to the next in line in your relatives from your relatives. And where this can really get messy is maybe you have a partner, but it's not listed anywhere legally, right? You're not married or anything like that. If you were to pass away and your partner is not listed in any document saying, or a will to say pass these assets to my partner, or they're not listed in your 401k or your Roth IRA as the beneficiaries for those accounts, they may not necessarily get those assets when you pass away. So this is where estate planning can come in, and it's important. It's not only for the rich, it's for everyone. And we need to make sure that we're doing what we can to make sure that our wealth is being passed on to where we want it to go to, right? So, for a lot of people, for a lot of us, listing your beneficiaries in your retirement accounts is going to hit a lot of our wealth. So that's your 403b, your 401k, your Roth IRA, your 457 plan. Make sure you're listing a beneficiary. And when a major life event is happening, make sure you're going back and seeing, is this accurate still? Like if you got married or you had kids, go back and see if you want to have that updated. I know it's so easy to go in when you're opening a new account, you started a new job, you have a new 401k, and you're listing, and you're just setting it all up, and it's so easy to just say skip beneficiary for now. And I know it's so easy because I literally just did it. I started a new job a few months ago and it took me about 3 months to list my beneficiary. So I know it can be tedious and annoying, and it's just so easy to skip and say you'll go back, but you never know what's going to happen. So you want to make sure that the funds, that your wealth and your assets are going to the people that you want it to go to. Okay, so for the majority of us, a lot of our funds live within retirement accounts that are able to list beneficiaries and list multiple beneficiaries for where you want to transfer your assets. Other accounts may not necessarily have an inherent spot where you can list your beneficiary, maybe like a checking account. Maybe if you have a home, there's not necessarily anywhere on your mortgage or something like that you can say pass this on to my partner once I pass away. that's not necessarily available. But that's when you can look into doing a transfer on death document. So that allows you to kind of list the different things that are your assets, have that transferred on to someone when you pass away. So those are 2 easy ways to get a majority of your assets, if not all of your assets, covered when you pass away. So you have a contract saying where to pass your assets. It doesn't have to be super complicated, right? It can, like, so if you're finding that you've got a little more assets that you kind of want to have transferred to different people in different ways, that's when like trusts and wills can come in. And I'm not saying that you couldn't have them now, but these 2 simple things, making sure your beneficiaries are up to date and doing any transfers of death, can be an affordable way to make sure your assets are getting passed on and going to where you want them to when you pass away. Thank you everyone for joining me today. Be sure to come back every Monday for new and awesome videos, and I will see you next week. And before we go, I do want to make a caveat that none of this information that's provided today is investment or financial advice. This is all educational only. You have to do your own research when you're making any investment choices or financial choices. And if you're needing someone to kind of look at your situation one-on-one, that's when you can go to a certified professional. All right, everyone. See you next time. Bye.